Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Algorand. That's right, we're going to do Algorand. Yeah, it's a massive underperformer, absolutely, but that does not mean that there's no opportunity here. I'm a big holder of Algorand, actually. I do believe it's one of those coins that I think is worth holding on to. And there's a variety of reasons for it, but mostly I don't think it's in any way a scam. I think the technology is real, and I think they might have bitten off more than they can chew, bit of a jack of all trades. They're one of many layer ones, aren't they? But they got their finger in every single pie. So and also the main guy, the mega cryptographer, is a real guy in it for the tech, which means that he's less in it for, well, the pump and dump rug pulls basically. However, obviously, I'm not a fundamental analysis. I'm just here to read the charts. But yeah, I hold it long term, and I think that there's a trade here as well. So first, we're going to stare at the Algorand to USDT, where we do have a pump signal that's been generated on the daily. It was generated once the Chiku span broke out the price action. That was the last thing that we were waiting for, and that was at just under 21 cents. So a pump signal on a daily takes you to the next major area of resistance. We've got candle bodies sitting around here at 24, basically, with a view to maybe revisit the wicks at 25. Nothing special, I understand that. It's a 10% move, or was when I entered into it yesterday. That's the target for a trade, for instance. That is the tradable setup that I've looked at and that I felt like was decent. So yeah, it's a 10%. 10%, that's all it is. We do have lots of bearish divergence on this 4-hourly, I have to say. So that's something to recognise, that it might not instantly pump from here. If we do see a move down, it could easily come back down to where the pump signal was generated, which was, like I say, just less than 21. Call it 20.8 cents. Or we could see a view below 20 cents, revisiting this 200 exponential golden cross retest, which is basically 19 cents. So it's there's opportunity at this level and below this level, because the pump signal, as far as I can see, is one that is probably going to play out to the tune of 10%. Again, I know everyone's going to watch this and go, 10%? What are you talking about? 10%? I don't want 10%. I don't want 10%. What is it? Cryptocurrency? I don't want 10%. Give me 1,000,000%. All right? I'm just telling you that, as a trader, you trade 10%. That's okay. If the risk to reward is good, which I believe it is. So it's a 10% trade. Love it or hate it. Where's all those super micro caps that just got launched in the last 30 seconds? I want one of those. Go get one then. So that's your daily. Let's have a look at the weekly. Ooh, Wrecked City. Well, it is Wrecked City, but we are trending above most moving averages, and the Bollinger Band at the top here also revisits the top of the range where we're looking to hit on the for our target, that 10%. That 10%. When it comes to momentum, yeah, we have cooled off. This isn't bearish divergence. We have not made a new high. This is the high of this run. So we're looking to revisit that high. And maybe based on the weekly, we could even revisit something as crazy as 45 cents. You think it's not going to happen? It might happen. Are you going to hold on for this trade, put this 10% trade longer? Or are you going to hodl it out? Because I'll tell you what, this is early days for something like this. From a hodler's perspective, this is all very, very ripe for opportunity. Buy, hold, and stake. You can stake this across most platforms. So if the trade does break out, then it does double. I would be looking for it to double, 45 cents, based on the weekly. Let's take ourselves to a 3-day, where there was also a pump signal that played and gave us this original move. Now what we're working on for the Itchy Cloud is a trend signal, and that makes it more likely that that 45 cent gets hit. So we've got 3 components to look for. Chiku span above price, that's where we are at the moment. Obviously, over the next couple of weeks, we do need to get a higher price, which means that the pump signal hopefully can hold and take us to and above 24 cents. Because the 3-day will generate a trend signal at some point, probably over the next month or so. It's not quite right. This is a 3-day chart, so it's a little bit longer to go. This blue needs to cross this red, so we've got price action above the cloud, Chiku span above the cloud, and then a positive cross above the cloud. So look at momentum over here, turned up nicely above the 0 point and diverging. That is good. The only problem I would say is that the money flow index is quite high, which makes me feel it's less likely to to hold that area of 24, but if it does and the trend signal kicks in, then we can view this as a decent trend, and the 45, maybe even 65 cent gets tagged. You'll be listening to this going, what's he talking about? This is Hopium. Can you not see how wrecked this chart is? Yeah, it's wrecked. We were saying that back down here. This chart was wrecked city over here. You would never have imagined it to have gone from, hang on a minute, 20 cents to what? $2? You're joking, right? $3 almost. You wouldn't have expected that. That's impossible, right? Because look at it. Look at this chart. That's never going to do anything. What are you talking about? It's wrecked city. Yes, yes, yes. They do move again, you know. I always try and tell this to people who can't see, or you know, it's not anyone's fault. It's for the most part, it's human nature. That's why there's only several leaders and many sheep. There's no problem with that. It's perfectly normal. In fact, you know, it is a skill that can be learned to try and think ahead, right? To try and see the bigger picture. Everybody's obviously wanting to get millions of percent tonight, but the chances of that happening are quite low if you're able to buy and hold and stake. I think this is a good one because I'm pretty sure we will see something like this again. Anyway, so the 3-day obviously waiting for that trend signal. So the data's got a pump. The target 24 cents. The weekly has a target above that, just about another 90% or so. The 3-day could generate a trend signal over the next couple of months. It's worth thinking about. Let's have a look at the Algorand to Bitcoin pair. Well, wrecked city, absolutely wrecked city. It's not anything we shouldn't expect to see for most altcoins to look quite as bad as this. This is pretty bad. But look, we're on a daily. We've got so much bullish divergence brewing on here that it might suggest that we do have the power to pump on this. Now, we've been doing the old bull div on this for a long time, and the targets initially would be a death cross retest. First step would be 386 sats, again, small move. Second step would be 432 sats, which again is not too bad. We are looking for a 23% move based on what we're looking at right now if the bull div kicks in and the pump signal kicks in and all these other things kick in. So that's not too bad. But outside of that, I wouldn't be looking for any kind of trend on this. I'd be looking for it to outperform Bitcoin over the next couple of months. But that's basically it. And again, don't get me mixed up in what I'm saying. I hodl algo and I'm trading algo. I'm only targeting a 10% trade on this. I will take probably 50% off the table after the 10%, and I will just have a little look over the next 24 hours once it hits that area. Digest the markets, work out if I think it has room to run further than that. Because again, there is a chance that it could be close to doubling again after that level. But I'm not gonna marry those bags. I've got plenty of Algorand that I am married to. I don't want my trading account to be, one of those scenarios where I'm like, I probably should have sold it all at the at the resistance that I specified to it myself and to you. But there is that chance. Looking at the weekly here, well, we have had a giant accumulation range since being back down at these low levels. More or less where we are right now. It does look like it's fizzling out, I have to say, though. So it does need to pick up pace pretty much immediately to want to change this general vibe, which is nothing other than down only. And it is down only, so recognize what it is from a long-term perspective. It is down only, so unless you're staking this and again enjoying the decent staking rewards you can get on it, then you don't want to get stuck in it if the trade goes the wrong way, because it doesn't, to me, look like it wants to do a reversal anytime soon, although it could. But right now, I would say you're better off holding Bitcoin than you are holding Algorand. But that doesn't mean that over the next few years that this isn't going to do some serious gains. It just does not look present on the chart. I mean, we do have bullish divergence, to be honest, but I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced of it. Right, so long story short, Algorand due a 10% move, more or less immediately. That is cool. That's what we want. That's what we should expect. Anything other than that is a bonus. If you do have the balls to hold it, you might end up doing a really decent move, about 100% from where we are at right now. But you may not. Let's finish this by just having a look at Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin up to at the moment? So Bitcoin's actually recovering, so far so good, looking very nice indeed. Ethereum, what's Ethereum doing? Also recovering, so it gives more weight to the idea that the market is going to continue to be green. XRP, what are you up to? Why are we bothering? Actually, XRP looks good, so let's give it a break. And finally, we'll just turn our attention to the dominance chart, which is rejecting from this upper area. We're looking for a bounce probably around 53.66. And S&P futures, let's have a look at you. You are moving on and still staying high. Lots of bearish divergence, but that's not a big problem right now. If the markets are hot, the markets are hot. They can keep pumping until they finish. Oil. I don't know why I'm going through all these trades now, but I made a video on oil saying absolutely do not miss out on the oil trade. Oil is good. Oil's good to go. Where's my indicators? Yes, there we go. I said if and when we scrape this 200 simple moving average on the weekly, it needs to be bought. We had that opportunity. We bought. I've got several longs on this that I've scaled into, and they're up 10% just based on their own charts. So that's 100% based on my 10x's. Lovely. Right, so overall the markets do point further up. Dixie again, like I said this morning, a bit nonchalant, but overall this is looking to reverse over time. So we might have a bit of a bumpy couple of months if this does start to run up. So it's definitely profit-taking season. I know we all want to hold on for dear life. Nothing wrong with hodling. I believe in a hodl bag, but trading, definitely it's a trader's. We're trading altcoins here. We're trading markets. We're trading altcoins. Not getting too complacent. Making sure that we're out at resistances and have realistic expectations for each one of our trades. Because if it does go the wrong way, and like I say, it could easily dump from here, Bitcoin can dump and then get picked back up again. You want to be on the right side of that trade. You want to make sure that you've got the cash available to pick up on that dump, because it is a dip buying market as far as I can tell, and we haven't really had any significant dip, not yet, not for Bitcoin, which means not for the market. And if Bitcoin wants to dip 57,000, easy, 53,500, easy. So these areas should be established on your charts for opportunities if and when the market just caves in like a block of Jenga. Right, that's a quite long video. Hopefully that was useful. Let me know in the comments if it was. You can also slag me off if you don't think it was. I suppose it's all good for the algorithm. And like the video right now, because apparently if you like the video towards the end of the video, the algorithm likes that more than just liking it just willy-nilly at the beginning of the video. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Hope you have a nice day. Maybe see you on the Patreon. Take it easy.